having a connection issue with my Twitch for some reason. Trying to get that fixed right quick. There we go. Turn my sound back up. See, I think I need to get everything as far as armor goes. Add them to my quick. Let's go ahead and toss them into there. And off we go. Take a look at our stuff here real quick. The Book of Worlds. Terra is complete. Overworld has been found. Dimension debugging. Let's try this. Terra is a really weird planet, and for more than one reason. Due to its size, it should definitely be a gas giant, yet, for some reason, it is solid, and its atmosphere is mostly made out of light gases, making it breathable. Although it has a moon, Luna, orbiting it at a fairly large distance, Terra is also surrounded by a multitude of island-like asteroids. These asteroids, due to their proximity, lie within the planet's atmosphere and act as sky islands, where gravity is pretty much maintained. In addition to this, many regions of the planet's interior are hollow in the form of very large caves situated at about the same distance from the core. Try that again. Terra is a really weird planet, and for more than one reason. Due to its size, it should definitely be a gas giant, yet, for some reason, it is solid, and its atmosphere is mostly made out of light gases, making it breathable. Although it has a moon, Luna, orbiting it at a fairly large distance, Terra is also surrounded by a multitude of island-like asteroids. These asteroids, due to their proximity, lie within the planet's atmosphere and act as sky islands where gravity is pretty much maintained. In addition to this, many regions of the planet's interior are hollow, in the form of large caves situated at about the same distance from the core. It's a little better. Telos. Dimensional doors. The Netherworld. I had to get an alien material manual for that. Personal augmentation. I got the heart amulet. I've got a red heart container. Then there's yellow and green. And then after the green, there's red. Movement and flight exploration. Fluid removal. Store experience. Picking up chests and spawners. Reservoir. What is a reservoir? Now I just need to go and find some redstone. What does a reservoir do? Acts like a high-capacity bucket, can refill buckets in inventory or items. Warning, do not hold it in offhand. Contents may be voided. Use while sneaking to activate. Press V to change on-use action. Better than buckets. Trust me. Reservoir hardened. Nature's compass. Dank Null Mark IV. Golden apple. Relic apple. Stone bowl. Ancient rock. And a gold ingot. I need to get exploration. Where is that? Here. I need those ink sacs. Yeah. Let's go find some water and some squiddies. Why? There's one right here. That is a soul that can be, or spirit, that can be picked up or something later on, once I have the right materials. Gotten 3 ink sacs thus far. There's one that I missed. Or 2. That is another thing that I could do is open up the chests that are underneath a pillar for one of the other mods. Astral sorcery in particular. At least there's no Revenge of the Squids. So I'm going to be slaughtering a few. There is an easier way to find these ink sacs, but I don't remember where they were specifically as far as the mod goes. One more. Too easy. Too easy. Exploration has been accomplished. Now that exploration is open, I can get nature's compass. Of course, the paper just says stay away from nuclear wastes, and screenshots get copied to the clipboard. Now that that's open, a blank pattern, part builder, pattern chest, tool station, and a tool forge. Raw charter shank. I've got one of those back at base. Let's teleport back to there. Yup. There's that. I can get 12 more. Ba-bam. Compact storage, making a basic drawer. Let's see here. I need a chest. Then for a simple drawer, birch, I'm actually surprised that my stuff is coming out as per the individual type of wood. When I played before, it would not do that. back up, take a look at that again. That was here. Part builder is complete. I had patterns made. There we go. I need a pattern chest. Then a tool, station, and forge. I think I have an extra. Or I had. Let's see if I put it somewhere. We'll just take this one. And then a tool forge. That requires some sort of metal. A tool station. Looks like I need to make some seared bricks. Gotta dig up some sand. Why, you might ask? Grout. I need grout to make some seared bricks. Gotta get that hitbox. Not quite working. Not the right spot. Right over here. Yep. Something was hitting me pretty hard there. I don't know what it was. Wild bees. Okay. That's good to know. Grout is made from clay, gravel, and silt or sand. That made a couple for me. Let's go ahead and fire these up. I do hear another clown in the background. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and take a look at our quests. What else opened up because of that? Playing with Wizardry, Arcane Workbench. Why? I have one over here. Yay! Throw that back down. Magic crystals. I'll take those. Toss them in here. Puzzling. alchemical mushroom. The certificates hold some secrets that's undeniable. They seem to appreciate intelligence, and they are willing to appreciate effort to uncover said secrets. Something good will come out of this. I can feel it. It's the first puzzle. The alchemical mushroom is reusable for making black lotus. Glow shroom terrarium. So I need overgrown stone, glow shroom, and an empty jar. Well, that's new. Seared letter, climbable smeltery block. Now let's see if I can make this tool forge. I need my metal. I need this guy. Tool station. So we got seared bricks. Tool station. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have a tool forge. Awesome. Toss that here. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's go back here. Mix and match is complete. 15 blank patterns. A JEI tips and tricks. Let's go ahead and open that up. If you have lost an item somewhere in your storage and don't want to search through every storage slot, you can double-click your search bar, search JEI for your item, and it will highlight slots in your storage / player inventory for similar items. You can use these at the beginning of your search to narrow down what you were looking for. Pound filters by tooltip descriptions and filters items by resource ID. You will likely never use this. Upper caret filters items by color. $sign filters items by or dictionary. You can also use, in order to exclude items from your search, you can only use this following one of the previous prefixes. Otherwise, your JEI just won't bother searching. For example, if you are searching for Nuclearcraft fuels, but don't want the depleted fuels to come up in your search, you can search with @Nuclearcraft space fuel space minus depleted. If you wish to narrow it down further, you can safely add minus bucket, minus molten, minus oxide to the end of your search, and you'll be left with all of the different types of fuels without their depleted counterparts, molten and bucket form. Yes, JEI is very handy. Helpful tippy hat. Thanks to Nerdy Spider for the texture. This mod pack does many things differently than most. Please take your time reading the info provided by the quest book and various info boxes. Yes, even if you are a veteran. want to do is get some seared items. I don't have any glass yet. Where? There we go. Seared furnace. That's 1, 2. I need seared bricks or seared stone. That'll net me 3 for the time being. This should get me a few more. I'm going to open it up over this way. Oh, give me just a second. You re-terminated. Asking how goes the Minecrafting? Great. All right. This is going to be a little slow. Opening that up is not going to be a problem at the moment. That might be a problem, though. Oh, you're terminated. Sorry. Okay, you're terminated. Yes. I'm coming back to playing some Minecraft to work on the Meatballcraft. I had started a server here earlier this year, but that kind of fell to the wayside. Decided to go to playing some other games. And now that I'm streaming, well, why not? So, here we go. All this really is just me streaming what I'm doing on the regular, so it's no big deal for me. If people watch, people watch. If people don't, well, people don't. I do intend to do some tutorials for Enshrouded. was a area that I selected, and I put a whole bunch of flame shrines nearby each other. And with that, I can make a metropolis. But I want to get through chapter 2 and 3 at least for this mod and see how well it's received. True enough. Well, for Rumble, they have the great part where I can stream off of Rumble, but also automatically stream over to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. There are also some other sites that you can simultaneously do so, like X and Locals, but I have yet to set those up properly. For Enshrouded, I've gotten all the way to the question from Your Terminated is, Enshrouded is nice. Do you play? Do I play a lot? I have recently. I played about a year or so ago and then stopped for whatever reason. I jumped between games just because I've got nothing else better to do. So what I do is, for Enshrouded, I got all the way to the Kindle Waste and the Blackmire, but they didn't have the Northern Ice area set up for gameplay at the time. So I pretty much completed a lot of the stuff that was available at that time. So now that they've updated to where they are now, I've got a lot more that I can do. So you can take a look at my Enshrouded gameplay and see where I've gotten to, if you so desire. I'm going to close that off. Brick. Yep. That's right. Rumble Studios with the multi-RTMB functionality is awesome. And I do like that they do that. Enshrouded, I'm going to pause what I'm doing here, that way I can focus on what I'm trying to say. Enshrouded is basically a sandbox where you can go and mine anything and everything out of the world. And it kind of reminded me of what EverQuest Next was supposed to do, and where you can just go and tear up the place. There are a few items that you can't destroy, like some of the buildings, the blocks inside of the hollow halls, and various other pieces and parts. You go around, you collect the different materials, and that opens up building materials. And along with that, there are other building materials that you can find out in the world within chests. There's the carpenter, who you save from one of the pods, and as you collect those items, he opens up more possibilities for you as far as tables, chairs, beds, various other decorations. And what it is, the underlying story is that you are a survivor that was put into a pod, cryogenically speaking, and from there you're woken up and you're there to go and save the world. There are other people that you can go and find that have been similarly put into pods: the blacksmith, the carpenter, farmer, hunter, and then there's a total of 9 main characters that you can find throughout the world. Now, with the last update, or something around between the time that I left off and then to now, they have assistants that can be put down at your alternate shrines. So you can have more than one flame shrine active as a main base. Now, the shroud is basically mushroom spores that have infected the lower areas, and you have a timer for how long you're able to stay inside of that. And there are different things that modify that amount of time, such as you're rested, items that you eat, or potions. So you can go from, say, 5 minutes up to 12, 13 minutes, as far as what I've got so far, without taking potions. There is one food that I eat that increases by 2 or 3 minutes for shroud time. There are people that have been infected, and so they're aggressive. There are other survivors, and they are called scavengers, and so you can go and fight them. There's a whole bunch of different bosses that hide out and protect what is called a shroud root. It's this big tentacled red monstrosity. You destroy those and you get skill points, and you got skill trees that allow you to have different abilities. They increase your stats. Some of them you can do like a double jump, or while you're using the glider, if you hit the space, you'll end up flying higher real quick. Uses your mana, so you got to watch out for that. And then, let's see. The world is pretty large. Running across it could take you a few hours. Then you get the hook, so you can hook onto some things, and that's part of the parkour that is within the game. There's traps, parkour, gliding, so on and so forth. Hey, no problem. And the Meatballcraft, I started that one earlier this year, like I mentioned, and this one is really, really fun. It's got a lot of things inside of the JEI. It's got 138 pages, and it's got so many mods within it. It's both magical and technical. And there's some magical that I don't really mess with, but I only do it just for getting through the quests, because sometimes you have to get through those quests in order to open up other parts to be able to play further along. So chapter by chapter, you'll see as I pull this up, you've got, here are the quest lines. So I'm in Dimensional Ascension. This is the primary one right here. I think, yeah, there should be a button here somewhere. Oh, view mode. Is this? Yeah, there we go. So you got the view mode here that shows you a stunted version of what you're working on. Then once you get to the alien materials, there's much more beyond this. You might have seen that when I clicked the view mode. And this just continues on and on and on. That's just the one page. Personal augmentation. Yeah, the quest lines are very complicated. Sometimes you'll find in this is that while you're going around and doing some of the quests, say like the iron bar, there might be an iron bar that opens up a section here, but also in another section you need the iron bar, but until you've finally gotten around to doing something, it won't open that up. But as you explore, like right here. I hadn't opened this up, but I had already made some grout. So let me see where. So I've got grout here in my chest. And now you can see that in Tinker, that lit up green because that is complete. Zoom in on here. You've got the smeltery, and you have to make all of these different pieces and parts for the smeltery itself, which is when you came and started messaging me, was what I'm making right now. This is just going to be a temporary spot for me, because once I'm able to start using what's called a builder, I'll set up my base up in the air and then just strip mine everything within a set of blocks that it's capable of tearing out. And that has a few different modes where it can just mine it. It'll take out the leaves, it'll take out the wood. It won't kill off the mobs, but for like the water, I can put in a module that it'll suck the water out, the water, lava, slime, or any other liquids within its region, and replace it with dirt, which essentially makes it so that the water mobs can't spawn. There's another module for the builder that will make it so that it'll dig the blocks up. Now, if depending on which one you've got, it'll replace it with dirt. So say if it's the stone, the clay, limestone, etc., that will mine that block, replace it with dirt, and then just continue on. Or you can just have it mine and just leave it empty. There's another one that will do silk touch, where it will mine the stone and leave a dirt block, or it'll mine the stone and just leave it empty. Actually, the builder is this block. Sorry, I didn't notice your joke there until just now. In some ways, almost, because you have to sit there and backwards plan on what you're going to make in order to make it. So like for the builder, you have to go out and get living gold. Living gold is made from a block of gold and a pure daisy, which just so happens to be from Botania. And you have to do all the stuff to make that daisy using a petal apothecary. Now, to make the petal apothecary, you got to have a pure fluous crystal. And so you just got to keep on backwards planning to figure out what it takes to get to your destination. It can be overwhelming to some initially, but once you start getting and going, you've collected your resources, it starts to flow together pretty well. This is probably about my third iteration of working it now, because I had one on the server, I had one individually, but I can't play that one from before because I updated to the most recent build for this mod pack. And thus, I am at this spot. So your bricks. And I need to make some more grout. Yeah, it is definitely more of an adult kind of Minecraft. I'm sure that there are some of the youths that find this one interesting. Once I get my inventory system set up, it makes life a whole bunch easier, because then I can just go in and do a quick search and find whatever items. And once I set up a system, it'll automatically build some stuff for me instead of me having to do it manually inside of the crafting box. A whole bunch of different tips and techniques. And yes, it is very rewarding. It's just a matter of getting things built up. It's really slow at the start. But then once you've actually gotten some of the things started, like the inventory system, which is a big help, then everything just starts going bam, bam, bam. And then when you're at another point, you get to go to separate dimensions, and I like strip mining those too. I do that to the Nether, some of the Advent of Ascension places, the different worlds that I can get to, just about all of them really. I did have a smeltery controller, I thought. Furnace controller. I need to go get sand. I need to get more sand. That's another pumpkin spider. But for the most part, I tend to just ramble while I'm running around. It's partly to make certain points while I'm playing, and whenever I get done with the stream, I'll go and make some clips in order to kind of advertise, I guess, what I'm doing. Decidia Vicio Divorcio. Dirt. And then eventually there will be some larger bags compared to what I've got right now, and I can just keep on trucking all over the place. Back over here, these guys are Advent of Ascension mobs that sell items. These ones in particular are assassins. So you can purchase using the copper coin, silver coin, etc. to get whatever they're selling. And there's several different types of these guys. You get the assassin, the shaman, several others. But they also have different items that they'll sell. This guy is only selling 2 right now, as opposed to what these other 2 guys have in stock. So you got a Chakram, Slice Star, the Hellfire, like the other guy had, a Metal Slug. Yes, this mod does have firearms. The Fulcrum, so on and so forth. Now in order to advance through without dying so much, there's the ability to increase your hearts. Increasing your hearts, that I know of right off the top of my head, there's 2 ways of doing that. That is the necklace, this bauble right here, where you put supposed to shift click, I think. Shift click. Yeah, there we go. You can put heart containers up to 10 of each in each of these slots. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 40 extra hearts. The fighting's pretty much the same as any other Minecraft. But you got your sword, your bow. Once you start getting into the magic, that can really amp it up real good. There's one particular spell that I like to do from Electro Bob's Wizardry. I'll have my staff, and with the staff, No, it's my spell book. Oh yeah, lots and lots of tech, whether it's magical or mechanical. And then the second way, aside from the canisters, let me get back on track, is to eat foods. So you'll see this blackberry I've eaten, so it assisted in adding hearts. There is a command slash food. Food list size. Yep. So food list size, you can see that I've eaten 26 unique foods. And then I need to eat 74 more in order to increase my max health, which is one more heart. Mage Arena? Yeah, I like the sword and sorcery types of fantasy games. That's what I tend to navigate towards. Not necessarily as much tech, though. If it's a zombie game, tech is pretty good. With advent of Ascension, there's a whole bunch of new mobs aside from just your regular zombie and what is it, skeleton, etc. So you can see the golden raspberry here. I haven't eaten that yet. So if I eat that, now it turns green. It shows that I've worked on increasing my heart status, my health. And even with my bar filled up like 3 or 4 times, get into the wrong place, you can die pretty quick. I had full health and he zapped me. At least I wasn't too far away. There is... That particular wizard comes from Electro Bob's wizardry. Need a bone for what? Why am I getting so easily? Let's go back. Let's do this. Hop on over. There's a can. There it is. Well, it looks like I got somebody that's showing up to my office, so I'm going to have to pause for the time being.
Oh, you're busy?
Hold on just a minute. Okay, that conversation is done. Let me go pick up some more clay too. Just remembered that. Normally I play without headphones, and I've got a 5.1 stereo system hooked up to my computer. So whenever I hear something, I can get an idea of what direction it's coming from. The only problem with wearing the headset is that I can't quite tell exactly the direction. It's 59. Yeah, that can happen to me when I'm moving around my shop too. Because my shop is made of metal, so I have to utilize a wireless router off of my computer to stay connected to the net. And then sometimes if somebody calls me, I actually have to go outside of the shop to receive the call. One thing about this mod pack with the JEI, you can set up your fast crafting, your quick crafting with that on the side. Yeah, that W word is a four-letter word for me now, especially since I'm retired. One of my jokes. I have a shop where I have woodwork, and a literal shop for woodworking and other crafts. I've got table saw, router, etc. that I can actually do hands-on stuff with. And then inside of the shop, I have my own little office. It was part of the selling point for when we bought this place after I retired from the Army. There were some factors. I wanted minimum of 10 acres. Of course, got to have a decent sized house where we can supply the family, take care of the family, kids, all that stuff. We like to entertain at least about once a month, so we have some friends and family that show up. The shop, keep me away from people. I'm not the most sociable type in the first place. When I was in the Army, I was very content to work by myself at night. Sometimes my job allowed it. That is an ender spider. They act kind of like an enderman. They can be a pain in the butt sometimes. I'll end up coming for these later. You can see that they're EMCable. Oh, I retired at Sergeant First Class E7. So I was a senior NCO. I couldn't continue because my body is all types of broken. Beat up from all the stuff that I did. Jumping out of airplanes, rough marching, all that fun stuff. Thank you. Well, after I did a tour over in Hungary in support of Bosnia, I did my actual job rather than just some menial labor stuff. I decided that I really liked it. So that's why I stayed in and made a career out of it. Could have gotten paid a lot more for the same job out in the real world, but meh. Yes, for the most part, except for the pain and the crazies. Let's see. Hmm. Well, I come from a family of military, so it wasn't too hard for me to adapt. My dad said, don't join the Navy. It wouldn't fit my personality, so I didn't. Joined the Army, jumped out of airplanes, enjoyed what I did while I did it. I needed Steered controller. Smeltery controller. So that knocked out 2 quests. The smeltery here, and there's probably another page that I have to find that on. Yep, right here. So alloys, I had to do the same thing here as I did. Was it here? No. As I did on that other page that I was on. Crap, where did it go? Okay, so I got dimensional ascension, hide, zoom. Most of my family members were in the Navy. I was the first one that started the Army thing. So we had a few in the Navy, or yeah, several in the Navy, a couple in the Marines. Then there were a few of us in the Army. We got one in the Air Force. So we've got a couple of people that we've had in the military at some point. We play against each other as far as military services go. Nasty guard. Yep. I worked with reservists, actually. Yeah, it was reservists that I worked with over in Iraq. Though I did train up, I was one of the primary trainers for some guys in the National Guard that ended up going overseas. Yep, yep. All kinds of nicknames for each other. Something spawned outside and it's making a bunch of noise. Well, it sounded like something that was spitting out a type of projectile. There's a specific sound that I was noticing as far as that goes. The only thing that I've seen are squids and the owls. There is a creature called a remnant that will spawn from a monster spawner, and it shoots something that sounded like that. I'll be utilizing this smeltery for quite a while until I finally get some of the Ender IO and nuclear craft stuff built. But oh no, the only animals that I would hear around here would be cat, dog, goat, or some, well, there is the wildlife too. But they're not as noisy as some of my domestic animals. Actually, how many of those do I have? Two. Those two. Yeah. If you've never played a mod pack with Tinker's Construct, which in this particular instance is actually called Tinker's Antique. It is Tinker's Antique, yeah. That was a name change that I hadn't expected. But this is a smeltery. You can take some of your stuff here. Let me see, which one do I want to throw in? Let's throw some limonite. And it practically doubles what you would smelt from the smelt. It would practically double what you smelt from the furnace in the smeltery. And with these windows, you can see what's actually inside. So you can see the blocks are inside, but it's because they're being melted here. Now, the reason why they're not melting is because this tank is empty. And that means I need to go make some buckets and find some lava. I think I'll leave it at that. Let's see. There's lava over here. But I want to go here. there. Just about every time I do a video, one of these jokers spams me with this website. From Twitch. Now it's like they're bots. They're trying to get people to go to, what is it called? Streamboo.com. Where am I in relation to? Can't even see myself. Let me get a reference point there. Right here. I want to go around there. Yeah, some people are annoying. They make things that just piss people off. Have no use but to get your information, so on and so forth, so they can rip you off. This is a very dangerous place. See those guys? They want to eat you. They're a little bit tougher to kill. At least at this point. I wanted to get up there. It's a goblin. I'm just going to explore a little bit, see if I can find a pool. Yeah, they do have some pretty nice architecture for some of these places. Funny thing about this mod is they have chickens of different flavors. This one just so happens to be a slime chicken. Earlier I ran past a bone chicken, and over here was a flint. And you can breed chickens together in order to get different types. Yeah, there's the flint. A flint chicken lays an egg every so often. That is a mage goblin. I don't mess with them if I can manage. Let's keep heading south, I guess. Ooh, where'd that come from? I'm looking for a place where some lava is just sitting out in the open, just randomly bouncing around. I'll pick up some stuff as I go along. Saw the Enderman, so I was kind of after him, but then I got attacked by the skeleton and the nightfly. Yep. I didn't use a terracotta to finish off a quest. Here we go. Random things. Aha! There's lava right here, right to the south. Again. Toss some lava in. So now you can see in the smeltery, you got the gauge right here going up, and eventually this will show you the limonite inside of here. In addition, it has some nice graphics where it will show up as a liquid inside of there. Yep, see? So you got limonite. You can put multiple metals inside, and depending on what type they are, which one, you can actually get alloys out of it. I need some of these. So I need to make brass, which comes from with a block of copper and some tin. Wait, aluminium. There's some aluminum brass. Aluminum ore. Toss those in, toss those in. We got 7 ingots that I can make. One block, 7 ingots. Grab one more ingot. Aluminum. You'll see here, I'll have the aluminum, and you got the copper. That's mixing, and you got molten aluminum brass. Now what I could do with that is make these tool rod castings. So in order to make a casting, let's see if this works. I'll put one of these on here. Let's see. Didn't want to do that. I gotta select the aluminum brass. Oh, maybe not. Gotta go to information. To make a cast, you want to start by making a part in the part builder. You should use a cheap material like cobblestone. Place the part in the casting table and pour a casting material by right-clicking the faucet above the casting table. So part builder. Oh, I need a pattern. Pattern. Let's see. No. What was the... What was it? Let me see. Let's try pattern. Cobblestone. Yeah. Part Builder. Here you can craft tool parts to fulfill your tinkering fantasies. To craft a part simply, put its pattern into the left slot. The 2 remaining slots hold the material you want to craft your part out of it. Great. So I need to find how to make the pattern. And that will get me what I want. So blank pattern with sticks. So blank pattern. And of course I don't have any sticks. I have all my sticks. Does it require obsidian sticks? Ah, it does. Let's see, I want an ingot. Ingot pattern. Let's see. I think I might just use this. See if this works. Yep. Yeah, I heard the pronunciation of aluminum as aluminium, and every now and again I'll play around with the pronunciation. I played around with a few languages over my time: German, Japanese, Celt, and then of course pronunciation from British. I can. Let's copper, let's aluminum, brass. Let's throw some more aluminum in there. And since I have limonite, I will select that. And this will let me make ingots just like so. Now, one of the interesting parts about Tinker's Construct, Tinker's Antique, is you can make weapons and tools using various parts. Are those some of the emotes that I added, or something that you found yourself? because I added emotes to Rumble. I don't know if they're usable by just anyone, if they're there or not. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, they're pretty tiny, at least from where I'm seeing. That's cool. Glad they're getting some use. I took the colored version of my logo and put that through an AI generator for emotes, and that's what came out of it. I didn't want that. I don't need ingots of those. So eliminate. Throw the seared bricks here. Oh. I might have to download a mod in order to get my my quick inventory stuff. This doesn't show where I can just do a like a shift click, or just or a button over on the side just to throw stuff in automatically. I made them the proper size, but I think it's because of the size of the text that it's cramming them down into that particular size. But I'm starting to get worn out. I was out digging holes. My body is screaming at me to relax. Yes, they are. Once I have the entire system of the drawers set up, I only keep chests set up for different mods. So each chest will have a mod theme to them, as opposed to, say, this one I have my ingots and such. I'm not worried about typos. I do it every now and again. I do try to keep things more of on corrected, because I intended to be an English major one day, but that kind of fell through. College really wasn't for me. Did a year of it, didn't like it, left, joined the army. But I think I'm going to call it for now. Yeah, the I am a dwarf, I dig a hole. That's a pretty funny song. Diggy diggy dug. Oh, that's new. Did not see the gauge there up on the top where it shows that you have different metals in there. But then you can come in here and actually mouse over to see what is what. That'll be 6. This should be the last one. You know, they have an actual live band that did that one too. That one was pretty funny. They're all dressed up in like barbarian garb. But I think I'm going to call it. I do appreciate the conversation, keeping me company. I'm going to log off and go watch some anime. I might go get something to eat.